Hey there, Planet Hero. So glad you're here. We're about to solve one of the smelliest mysteries I know of, the story of stinky food. We're going to find out exactly why it happens, and more importantly, how you can be the hero who stops that stink for good. Oh, I know you have. We've all been there, right? But what if I told you that when you smell that smell, it's not just gross garbage. It's actually a secret message. Yeah, that smell is trying to tell you a story, a really important story about our food, and it's one we all need to listen to. All right, first things first, let's put on our detective hats and uncover the secret behind that stink. We're going to find out what is really going on inside your trash can. Okay, so what happens after you toss something out? Let's say you just finished a super yummy apple and you throw the core in the bin. Well, that little apple core goes on a huge journey, all the way to a place called a landfill. And a landfill, well, it's pretty much just a giant pile of trash. The key thing here, the really important part, is that it's super dark, all squished together, and there's no air. So deep inside that dark, squished together landfill, there are these tiny little bugs. I mean, they're so small you can't even see them. And when they see your apple core, they get so excited. It's like a party. But here's the catch. Since there's no air, they can't really breathe while they're eating. You know, it'd be like trying to eat your dinner with a pillow smushed on your face. So as they're munching away without any air, they start to burp. And those burps, they are a super, super stinky gas. And you know what? That stinky gas isn't just a bad smell. Oh no, it has a name. And in our story, this gas is the villain. This is where the real problem starts for our whole planet. So let's meet this villain. Okay, the villain's name is methane. Yep, that's the gas that smells kind of like rotten eggs. But it does something way worse than just stink up the place. Methane actually floats up into the sky and wraps around the Earth like a big, thick blanket. And that blanket traps heat, making our whole planet warmer. And that, my friends, is a really, really big problem for all of us. But wait a minute, you might be thinking, okay, if food goes stinky, why doesn't all the trash stink? That's a great question. I mean, when you look in the trash can, you see cardboard boxes, plastic bottles, maybe an old tin can. So what's the deal? Why don't they make that same gross smell? Let's figure it out. Okay, so here's the big secret. Those tiny bugs, they're actually super picky eaters. Check this out. You can see they absolutely love food scraps. That's where all the stinky gas comes from. But other stuff? Not so much. A cardboard box just gets kind of mushy and they're not interested. A plastic bottle? Nope. They can't eat that at all. It just sits there forever. And a tin can just gets a little rusty. So this tells us something huge. It's only our old food that's creating our methane villain. But hold on, don't worry, Planet Hero, because every good story that has a villain also has heroes. And those heroes have amazing tools to save the day. And the best news is, we've got two incredible planet-saving tools that can stop the stink and defeat that methane villain once and for all. All right, let's meet our very first heroic tool. It's called the Bokashi bucket, but I like to call it by its secret identity, the magic pickle jar. And this is something you can actually use right in your own kitchen. And the magic is actually pretty simple. It's this special bucket that seals up super tight so no air gets in. You just put your food scraps inside, sprinkle on this powder that's kind of like magic dust, and then seal the lid on tight. And get this, instead of rotting and making all that stinky gas, the food ferments. It basically turns into pickles. Seriously, just like a cucumber in a pickle jar. And the results? It is amazing. Instead of that awful rotten egg smell, your bucket smells a little bit like pickles. And because the food is pickling, it makes absolutely zero methane gas. But wait, there's more. When you put this pickled food into your garden, it gives the soil a superpower. It actually helps the soil pull pollution right out of the air and lock it away safely. How cool is that? Okay, our second tool is even bigger. This one isn't just for your kitchen, it's for whole communities. It's called the biogas digester, but let's use its secret identity, the gas trapping machine. So a biogas digester is kind of like a giant metal tummy. The whole community can put their food scraps inside this huge tank, and guess who's in there? The same tiny bugs, all ready to eat. But this time, we are the bosses. We're in charge. We let them make their gas, but we're smart about it. We trap all of it in a big balloon. And what do we do with all that trapped gas? You're not going to believe it. We can hook it up to a stove and actually use it to cook food, like for a barbecue. We're literally turning the villain's power into something good. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Is this stuff for real? Yes. These tools aren't just make-believe ideas from a story. They're being used right now by real-world heroes in communities just like yours. Let's take a look at how smart people are already out there working to save the planet. So, in lots of neighborhoods, there are these amazing groups like the Stone Age Group and Casey Scrap and Waste. These guys are already heroes, right? They go around collecting things like tin cans and plastic bottles and scrap metals so it can all get recycled. They're already keeping tons of stuff out of the landfill. Okay, now just imagine for a second, what if these amazing hero groups also started collecting food scraps? What could they do? Well, they could use Bokashi buckets to make incredible soil for community gardens, helping to grow fresh veggies for everybody. Or they could use a biogas digester to create free cooking gas for a local kitchen. Think about it. They would be stopping the stink, creating jobs, and helping to feed their neighbors, all at the very same time. That's a triple win. And you know what? All of this brings us to the most important part of the entire story. The part where you get to be the hero. Because this isn't just a cool story to listen to. Nope, this is your mission, if you choose to accept it. Okay, all around the world, people are starting to follow a new, simple rule. It's becoming our chant, our motto. Are you ready? Say it with me. No more food in the dump. That's right, we don't want the stinky smell, and we absolutely do not want that methane villain messing with our planet anymore. So just remember this. Every single time you make sure your food scraps go into a bokashi bin instead of the regular trash, boom, you are a planet hero. Every time you help out a community group that's using a biogas digester, you got it, you are a planet hero. You're the one stopping the stink, defeating the villain, and helping to keep our whole planet happy, healthy, and clean. All right, you know the secret of the stinky food. You've met the villain, and you know about the amazing tools we have to defeat it. You know the mission. So the only question left is, what are you going to do with this new superpower? Now go out there and be a hero.